Endgame. Spoilers for Endgame, if y'all didn't watch it. Tony
First
Stark
of all,
dies.
if you ain't watching Endgame,
you ain't watching Endgame yet. Hey, no slay, we ain't saving you. Once the directors gave us the lift, that was over.
They gave us the
sign.
First of all, I ain't give a fuck if the director gave me a lift. Now I was calling niggas
exactly.
like, yo, you want to know the end of the movie?
Yeah.
That's 3 hours. I don't know if you're going to sit there and watch it.
My homeboy hadn't even seen the movie yet. I was talking about the movie with my friend's boyfriend. I was like, yeah. I was like, hey, yo, when Cap grabbed this thing, I was in the window like, yo. I was like, man, really, son? I'm like, hey, yo, I'm sorry. You should go see the movie.
Yeah, right?
Hey,
The movie came out. You should have been seeing it.
I waited 2 hours to get my tickets. You should have got your tickets.
Yeah, for real. So, if you ain't seen the movie, well, goddamn.
Hey, I'm sorry if you ain't seen the movie, y'all.
Right.
I'm sorry, but not sorry. I don't give a fuck. You should have caught up with the rest of the world.
Yeah, you should have been. It's been like 2 months
they got
now.
clips on YouTube now, so you can catch up.
No, fuck all that. It was in the movie theater. It got taken out and then put back in the movie
theater.
You had 2 chances.
You
had 2 chances, and the deleted scene ain't shit. And you had 2 chances. You ain't watch it then. You basically super fucked now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't want nobody to be like, I'm gonna wait for the DVD. Fuck that DVD.
Hey, you got Cody, you got
all this shit. Showbox.
Everything. You gonna watch this movie. You ain't seen it? Hey, that's on you.
Right, so fuck it. But yeah, Tony Stark died in the last one, so it's kind of harkening back. Yeah, rest in peace to Iron Man. So they're kind of going off to how Peter Parker feels with that, and him going on a trip. So the main story is him going on a trip, going far from home, going to Europe or traveling, traveling or whatever with his schoolmates, and then on top of that, Nick Fury gets him to do some shit for Shield, where he works with a guy Quentin Beck from a different universe, and they trying to help him stop these elementals. So
that still pisses me off.
Yeah.
One thing for certain, Jake Gyllenhaal as a villain, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Hey, first of all, him with that mask on. He played a good Mysterio. With that mask off, I was like, nigga, I think every 90 show you was on it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He sucked.
So, like, yeah, because that's one thing I want to talk about. Jake Gyllenhaal, his acting, like, the first half, I feel like, I didn't like him in the first half, because he was kind of like, just like, yeah, so my wife and kid died, and the world was destroyed, or whatever. So it kind of felt like he was kind of just doing it, just to do it, but he wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, like, but it makes sense the second half, when he finally gets the glasses. So, obviously, we kind of just pulled it. Obviously, Mysterio is the villain. I mean, if you know Spider-Man comic books, you knew
first
that.
of all,
you ain't know that.
Yeah, if you didn't know that. If you don't know the comic books, like, if you didn't want to know the comic books and watch the cartoons, then I don't know what the fuck y'all.
No.
You got to be a little kid or some shit to not know. So, the whole point with him was becoming Mysterio was to get the glasses. What's it called? What was the glasses called? Like,
the Tony Stark glasses that he had
in the game.
I didn't know they had a fucking name. I just knew it was Tony Stark glasses.
I know they had a name, but I can't remember the
name. It was a woman's name.
Yeah, like.
Was it Friday?
Yeah.
No,
not Friday. It was a different name.
Yeah, like.
It was a different name. It wasn't Friday.
Edith. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Edith. Yeah.
So, I don't remember Edith from the comics. I remember Friday, Jarvis, and Pepper, and that was it.
Yeah.
Besides Tony shit.
So they had either it was a super smart glasses that connect to like damn missiles and shit like that, and that was Mysterio's whole goal was to get those glasses so he can control everything like that. So first half he was kind of tricking everybody with the elementals and all that stuff like that, and I thought that was personally was a good. I think once you find out what Mysterio is, I thought that was a good. Way to really bring him, because it kind of, if you harken back to the comic books, where when he first came on, he was trying to become the good guy, and trying to frame Spider-Man for all this shit, and then you find out, it was all tricks and shit like that. So, because I was kind of thinking when I saw the trailers, like, are they kind of making it like that, where he's kind of like, he's making all those guys come out to life or whatever, or is this for real? Like, is he the real like multiverse type shit? So, what you guys think about that? Sorry,
I thought it was like I said. I thought it was a good movie. Like I said, it kind of like when I first had the movie when he's playing a good guy, I was like, okay, maybe they are how they like to change stuff. I said maybe they're gonna change it around a little bit, but once it got close, I'm like, especially that one scene when they were fighting like the fire element, and I was just like. Like, why is it that he's the only one that can defeat these people?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Like, he should have died after fighting the fire guy. But he did it. It was like, okay, why he don't like to defeat them? Everybody's getting messed up and stuff. But, yeah, it had me thinking. But then once I realized, I was just like, no, they're going to switch it up. And as soon as I said that, that's when it happened.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was pretty crazy. And it was cool too that they kind of went back to all the other movies with that, with Iron Man 1 and then with Civil War, where it's kind of like, oh, it was there, but it kind of wasn't. Well, what do you think? What do you think, Sean?
You know me, bro. I'm too far gone into that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. When it comes to Marvel movies, I dissect them too much than I should. So when people doing their little spoiler reviews on YouTube, they be like, let us know if there was anything that we didn't see. I'm writing a paragraph like, I need to miss this. Watching the first trailer when they first showed it, and I saw Hydro Man, I was like, I don't know why he's here, the Elemental. If he ain't the regular Hydro Man from the cartoons, I don't care. Watching Melton, I didn't care for you. Like, it's weird. Like, all them villains right there was villains alone that could be Spider-Man and get him into a problem. Right. And then you have Mysterio in a green screen suit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I understand that Disney want to make the thing seem realistic, like it can happen here, but come on now, like that shit right there alone was like it was odd to me, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I just wish there was another villain besides Mysterio. I wish they could do like any of the other Spider-Man movies and added two villains that had two different purposes, but only one had a real objective the whole rest of the movie.
Right.
So we could have Mysterio, and we could have had like really Hydro Man be there, just like we had fucking I don't want to talk about Spider-Man 3. We had Goblin and we had Sandman, even though Sandman was the main villain, and then we just got Venom out of the blue. And I was like, okay, now you had a whole bunch of people to knock this out.
Right.
But you added like 3 elementals or 3 other characters that basically got no shine really. They were just there to destroy shit. And then Mysterio shows up as a hero from another universe. But you know, I realized the sad thing is when he said that and I watched it, I thought about it. You remember the Fox cartoon when he first showed up? He did the same thing.
Yeah, he did the same thing.
Disney is lazy as hell.
that was like the story I figured they was gonna go for. Like, oh, he's gonna be tricking everybody and shit like that. But the one thing that got me though, because I was like, Nick Fury didn't pick up on all of this, and I was like, yeah, but I mean they explained it at the end, the end credit scene where he was actually a Skrull instead of the real Nick Fury. Because I was like, Nick Fury really like, because when he was acting weird, because I was like, when he was acting, it felt like he was acting weird. Because I was like, yo, Nick Fury was really nonchalant for a nigga that has to deal with these elementals or whatever. And then too, I was like, yo, fucking this nigga, Quentin Beck really like tricked Nick Fury? Like they didn't even know, like what the fuck was going on? Like, and then they explained at the end, okay, there were Skrulls. The Skrulls are really, they're not as smart. Because it's funny because there was a line where Peter Parker was like, he was trying to get all the other heroes. He was like, oh, Thor here? It's like, no, off-world. And there's Captain Marvel who was like, don't invoke that name. I was like, yo, why did you say that shit?
You should be happy. That's like your go-to.
Exactly, right. That's why it got me confused. I was like, yo, why is he tripping? But then when they showed the Skrulls, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Scared bitches, we get it.
Yeah.
We understand. It's understandable now at this point.
Thanos got y'all shook. That's what it is.
Hell yeah.
Let me tell you that.
He came through like V-ball snatching chains, boy.
Yeah.
Like I said, the movie was good. It's just that like everybody watched it. They caught their little key points, but there was so many more Easter eggs in there. Cause like I went to school for web design, so I watched all Easter egg things in the movie. Like that's why I watched it twice. Cause the first time I watched it, I was catching all the little shit. The second time I had to watch it to enjoy the movie.
I saw like when he was flying at the end where he was teaching Mary Jane like the web. They flew over Norman Osborn's condo. I caught that. I was like, okay, look at there. I put that small little things in there.
It was a lot of different things in there too. Like if you look at the boat when he's talking to his friend from like the trailer, the boat behind them has Amazing Spider-Man 628. That's Hydro Man's rendition when he first showed up.
That's crazy.
So I was in it like that. License plates, like everything in the movie. If you know your comic books and you know your comic books, and if you was like born in the 80s and you read most of your comic books, you just know when certain villains showed up, you just remember like, okay, I remember what year this was, what date it is, but only like real true fans like Spider-Man and other thing know the issue numbers. So when they come on screen, I'm like, damn, that's Melton Man. Okay, so he's gonna show up next. He showed up. They show Iron Man. He showed up. They showed Mysterio. They showed up. I was like, so most of this is like they're literally telling you the movie, and nobody's catching on to it. I was like, this is sad because I didn't realize they was going that hard for this whole entire movie.
Right.
The only thing I didn't really care for is the new suit because it's red and black.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't care for. Like I thought it was cool, but I was just like, I mean, y'all could have done something different.
I like the stealth suit though.
Yeah, the stealth suit was cool.
The stealth suit was cool.
What was it called? Monkey something? Like, what did they call him? Like monkey something?
Racist. That's what they
call
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
White dude, all black suit, monkey.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I said that shit, I was like, that was the racist shit niggas say at this point. They could name it something else, no cool name, call it monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like monkey something. But one thing I did want to talk about is how Peter Parker, for some reason, I don't know, Peter Parker, he loved them black women.
Oh, yeah.
Homecoming, he was after Liz.
First of all,
and then second one's Zendaya.
He has to, because Disney need that diversity. Because you gotta get that black Ariel, so he
slide
that in real quick. Little
Little
white kid like black woman, guess what about having Little Mermaid? Little white man but like black woman. Feeding it to you early so y'all can get used to it. Cause when this come out, y'all gonna be like, we didn't want to see this, but you watch the Spider-Man Homecoming. Y'all was already in love with it then.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, bro, Disney doing it, son.
Yeah, they trying to get everybody in there. They seen Black Panther. He was like, oh shit, wait a minute, let's get that.
We don't have to get y'all.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So let's talk about the mid-credit scene where Spider-Man got revealed to the whole world who he was supposed to be.
First of all, that should have happened in Civil War, but we're not gonna talk about
that. Yeah, that's true. They kind of switched it up, but that shit was crazy. To me personally, I was just like, I did not see that coming at all.
The whole time I had heard, I was like, oh my god, James is gonna be in it. I was like, oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's another thing. Yep.
But that I was expecting him to be like, hey, Spider-Man, this is Spider-Man that, and if his name was, I'm like, oh.
As soon as he pop up there, he had the fade, he had a little hot top fade. I was like,
yeah.
Hey, I already know he's about to go. He about to tell a secret because there's no way in hell they just got me here just to say something.
Hell yeah.
He's not in his office.
Yeah, exactly.
His assistant not
they kind of made him like the Spider-Man game. The new Spider-Man game was recently. I don't know if you played. Oh, you haven't played either.
I downloaded it earlier.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go play it.
Get everything.
I bought that tonight.
I was with him last night. He bought that shit. But in the game, Jameson was like a podcast host. Sort of like some Alex Jones type shit, talking shit about Spider-Man the whole time.
It makes it more weird. It feels like he should have been like that from the start.
From the start, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the way he kind of looked like he was in a podcast room when he was doing that. Yeah. So they kind of took it off the game, which I totally liked. But I also liked how they got what's his name, J.J. Simmons. Is that his name? J.K. Simmons. Yeah, they got J.K. Simmons to reprise his role from the old Spider-Man movies to play Jameson. So I thought that was really fucking cool. I was like, okay, they kind of, they ain't putting two universes together, but it's kind of like, hey.
The sad thing is, they wanted to put him in it the first time, but he accepted the role to be, Commissioner Gordon, so he couldn't do it. Because he was in the gym. Like, for him to be 60s, he is still ripped as fuck. And I was like, why you gotta be, I said, why the fuck
and it's funny, he didn't even do anything in that movie.
He really did. Like, why you gotta be Commissioner Gordon? Why can't you be in the Spider-Man movie?
Right.
I know you for this. Like, you've been in literally, he was in the Wire one.
Yeah, the first 3 movies,
yeah. He was in all 3.
And then they should use him in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He should be the only character that should have transferred over
right,
all this shit.
Yeah.
This would be a dick.
Be like the connecting force to all the universes, some shit. That could go into Spider-Verse.
Just give him a contract for the next few movies of Spider-Man.
Right, exactly.
Now, the only thing about Spider-Man Far From Home that I find that bothers me the most, and also Endgame, is I read the comic books, and I know Tony Stark is like dead. Right. I know Cap got old, he went away.
Right.
And we had Bucky B. Cap, and we had Falcon B. Cap, and Spider-Man was United. But I was talking to my friend Khalil, and I was talking to him, and I was like, have you realized the last 3 comic books lately, seeing how Disney owns like the rest of the Fox property and Marvel stuff? I said, have you not realized they started bringing characters back? He was like, yeah. I said, have you not realized that Tony Stark has come back from the dead, and Cap oldness started reversing back to being young? I was like, at this point right now, they can still go off that, and Tony Stark can still show back up 10 years from now down the road. And he was like, you know what, they probably could. I said, you got to think about it. He's been there since the beginning. He actually kind of need a break at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
I told you that one scene when they're on the plane and he's making his new suit, and he just, I swear, he just looks so much like a young Tony.
Yeah.
Like Tony Stark. Like, I almost had a tear in my eye. I'm just like, I'm not going to cry, but it was just so dope just seeing that, you know. It's like, he was like, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. The fight scenes in Far From Home, I thought it was so much better than Homecoming. Way better.
Tom Holland said a joke on I think it was Late Show. He says I filmed both movies. He says Spider-Man Homecoming was shot 100,000 miles away from my house.
Oh yeah.
He said, but Spider-Man Far From Home was 20 minutes from my parents in the house.
Yeah.
He was like, it was the most backwards thing ever. And I was like, like, yo, that's a funny ass Snapple fact. Thank you for telling me that.
Nah, for real, yeah, I remember seeing
I'll
that.
never let
Yeah.
that go.
So Spider-Man: Far From Home, definitely a great movie. Well, me personally, a great movie. I definitely suggest people watch it if you have the chance to go out and do that.
Seen it, oh well.
Yeah, if you seen it.